Tuesday, we ended up getting our first real official look at any massive update to Call of Duty Black Ops 4 in terms of content, things that will be coming post-launch into the content season. Yes, we had Nuketown and Seaside Sunset and Firing Range Night and things like that, but nothing that really starts to get into the Black Ops Pass or anything that's major in terms of overarching additions to any other area of Black Ops 4. That being Blackout, we hadn't seen any limited time modes. The very most that we saw were character missions progressively unlocked, but also then the Blightfather event, which is still very minor in scale. Zombies didn't really see anything. They had a double XP event and a couple of double Nebulium Plasma weekends, but other than that, nothing there. And multiplayer had a few things here or there for featured playlists, but nothing that really was truly next level. Content that was added in that would be brand new. But Tuesday, we ended up getting that first teaser of it, to which it was what looked to be the brand new location and placement of what many presumed to be Hijacked, just off the shore of where the overlook is to the ocean in the Blackout map on that western portion there. We ended up seeing that being added in, and then Wednesday, as of yesterday, we saw another teaser for Black Ops 4, this one more so dealing in the way of what looks like multiplayer and what we theorized yesterday to be a brand new specialist. And we ended up getting yet another addition to those teasers today. On screen right now, you can check out the brand new teaser with the cryptic text of "Pardon the interruption," along with the little GIF clip or video clip that's only about 4 seconds long of what looks to be, again, another figure looking more so like a new specialist, reloading their weapon and walking towards the camera a little bit, or rather out of frame, but with the camera. But regardless, it is something, this one is more so heavily distorted compared to the others. The other ones you could at least make out a little bit more of the background, a little bit more of the details, but this one, maybe not so much. There are a few clear stills that you can pick out, but not all that many. Of course, this one as well donning the confidential 12/11/18 date of December 11th, tying in with this coming Tuesday's update. But what the current speculation and idea is, this looks very much so like a hooded figure we've already seen. Again, we talked about it in yesterday's video, potentially Outrider. There's a part of me that almost is wondering if this is Blackjack as well, but given the information that we have on hand, Outrider is probably going to be that more so earlier specialist that we're given compared to if we see Blackjack coming in at a later point as well. But another thing that would be cool to kind of sneak in here, but I don't know if that's necessarily something we can examine just yet, what if this is also something that teases new weapons within Black Ops 4? We'll come back to that idea in just a minute, but when we talk about other things, the specialist teaser is of course pretty awesome. But it more than confirms that we're gonna have a big content drop giving us new additions for multiplayer and Blackout, but I also don't think this is where it stops, because shortly after this went live, Treyarch quote tweeted this from the official Call of Duty account onto their followers, in which they said, "Multiplayer Zombies Blackout, 12/11/18, who's ready?" Now that makes me infinitely more curious, because this is the first time we've seen any mention of zombies getting some massive updates and adjustments and additions as well. So this gets me again curious and really hyped up, because the more that I think about it, it seemingly is like that we can almost abandon all those other theories for dates in terms of DLC releases. If you guys missed the video a couple of days back now, maybe a week back at this point even, we talked about the DLC potential dates for when it might release, being that we're a month earlier than what we normally see a Call of Duty release at, that being October compared to November, and that it's not also the same formula that we've had of just standard 4 DLC packs across the year. Instead, it's trying to spread it out a little further. We talked about how it made it a little bit tougher to predict, but we gave a few dates of the 11th at the very earliest, with this update coming up in just a few days, and also the idea that maybe it's something that happens just shortly after the Christmas holiday for those that celebrate it, and also shortly into the early portions of January. But when we take a look at it, maybe this day of the 11th is actually a solid date to predict. And to me, that would absolutely be nuts, because when we take a look at the marketing for every single DLC 1 map pack, does not matter what game it is, it's always heavily promoted. It's always something that happens about 2 weeks after the first teaser is given to us. And that's something that simply just makes sense, because they're trying to push the expansion the furthest. Historically, DLC 1s always sell the most, and it progressively again goes down as time progresses throughout the year, but that's to be expected. DLC 1 is usually always that big first buy-in for players whenever they take a look at extracurricular content. So to go into this with almost zero promotion save for a few tweets, that's kind of crazy to me. But when you have Treyarch tweeting about multiplayer zombies and Blackout coming in the next big title update as of this upcoming Tuesday, well, it gets me curious. Plus, the interesting part is there are assets in-game from previous title updates that do already give us a lot of information about the Zombies DLC 1. Even some more stuff as of recently showcasing that the map is even in the build of the game. And that's something that is even more wild to me. And unfortunately, while I can't showcase these images on screen, I can leave the links down there in the description below for you guys to check out if you want to see it. And spoiler warning, again, the map is even known as to what it's going to be. So spoiler warning here, if you don't want to hear anything about this, skip ahead about 45 seconds to a minute perhaps, but we end up seeing that the map showcased on some players' consoles, and one that I saw was over on Xbox, but it detailed it being called Night of the Dead, set in England in 1912, with the associates of the Relic Hunters, Alistair Rhodes, including a pseudo-seer, a show cowboy, a retired general, and his loyal butler. They're invited to participate in a grand ball, but no one suspects the horror that awaits them. That information literally showed up on somebody's Xbox console whenever they went in and checked out the maps. And this is already on top of whenever players saw the glitched out characters from the upcoming DLC on their PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, in which we saw all 4 character models for the brand new characters, and we even know what actors are playing them, as they're Lucy Lawless, Charles Dance, and Kiefer Sutherland. So tying that all in, we currently know so much about what is coming for the next Zombies map as is, and with the tie-in of the timing, doesn't it just seem right? Where we'd end up seeing a DLC happen on the 11th, even though no signs in terms of true promotion and trailers really showcase any of that, which is the most curious part to me. Everything is really right there, except for the official trailer and everything that we'd see previewed weeks beforehand normally. So it's definitely interesting. So what's to come? What are the things we can look forward to? Because this update for Tuesday seemingly keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. We're already told that this update will be bigger than the last, which is kind of crazy to think about because last week's title update, or I guess Tuesday's title update, was 14 to 22 gigabytes in size. That's something kind of crazy to think about because what we see as a player doesn't really indicate anything that would be warranting that 14 to 22 gigabytes. The most that we kind of saw on the public end so far are a few slight changes to some new playlists, some stability changes, and challenge fixes for things that were bugged, and that's kind of about it. But the more I think about it, the debate that we had about that size might actually have been in relation to the Zombies map that was leaked. Considering that all assets in the map itself have all been officially shown off because of these leaks, it makes sense that that's already in-game and something that was probably a part of that and made up a big chunk of that update. But other things that we can end up looking forward to now come down to things that are already confirmed. A new seemingly what is specialist, new maps potentially within multiplayer, because if we are getting a theory DLC 1, if you want to call it that, we're probably going to get at least 2 maps or so for multiplayer because we haven't seen anything in terms of Black Ops Pass maps just yet. And we're already 2 months into Black Ops 4 with none of those really ticking off the ones that are promised to Season Pass holders. We're going to, of course, get another update to the Blackout map in which we seemingly again think it's hijacked. It makes sense, it's right off the shore there. And then we'll probably get a ton of other different Blackout updates that David Vonderhaar went on a tweet storm about last week, talking about new characters, the increased rank cap, camo introductions, the audio overhaul, the armor overhaul. All things like that are definitely up on deck. And we even had, as of recently, teases from credible leakers that we'd see some more Blackout skins coming in as well. So that just ties in even more evidence that it may be happening. By today's teasers and the leaks that we've already seen out there, it seems like we're going to be getting another Zombies DLC map, or rather the first DLC map here in the content season for Zombies fans. Then of course we're already guaranteed a new Contraband stream, a new operation of sorts, as I'm assuming they're just going to jump right into the second operation. I can't see there being any downtime between operations, but with that we're going to be ending up seeing new signature weapons, possibly, and I'm hoping, new camos that are available within that Contraband stream or available just for organic grind and unlock, possible Christmas themed items as well. We can finally get rid of the Muertos items and move those to the side and move over to other themed customization items, which also was teased in a brand new deal for the Black Ops 4 Battle Edition, which is multiplayer and Blackout sold separately for $30 currently on battle.net, and then it will be $40 once the deal is over. But it ends up mentioning that this is the first edition that kicks off a packed December calendar featuring themed holiday events, new personalization items, maybe those camos or uniforms, and a variety of free content coming to players. And then on top of that, we can finish out with what is usually happening every single title update, new weapon tuning. Again, what I'd maybe guess is even new weapons, because this time last year, World War II had brand new weapons available with Winter Siege, and that's not even considering a month early launch of the title. So there's a lot on deck that is definitely going to be coming, some of which probably more so confirmed than others, but This update seemingly keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and man, as a COD fan, I'm super excited, but I'm also curious how a lot of this is going to be handled. So that's something we'll just have to wait and see. Hopefully it is something that is fair to players and consumers. I'm hoping that with the introduction of signature weapons for sale for $10 each, I'm really hoping that if a DLC weapon is available within Black Ops 4, it's not going to be something where you have to pay like $50 for a DLC weapon, because I will lose my lid, and I'm sure a lot of other players will also. But that said, that is where we're going to wrap it up here, because I wanted to keep you guys up to date with all this. It seems like we're getting daily progressional updates for leading into what will be Tuesday's big update and potentially a full DLC drop. So that said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. What do you think here of this? Are you guys thinking it is a brand new specialist? And if so, do you think it is Outrider that's coming? Do you think it's somebody else? Do you think that Zombies will be getting that DLC 1 map? And if so, do you think we'll be getting multiplayer maps as well? Whatever it is, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Very excited to hear for what's on deck, and hopefully you guys are as well. But that said, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to drop a like down below. If you are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Black Ops 4, multiplayer, Blackout, Zombies. We got you covered with the best of updates, news, information, tips, tricks, all that good stuff. We got you covered. So if any of that interests you, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single thing. You guys also want to follow me over on Twitter and Instagram. Those are the best places to get connected with me outside of YouTube. Practically live on both those. So if you guys want to strike up a conversation, ask me a question, whatever it may be, that link is down there in the description below. Well, let's head out of the way. Hope you guys had a fantastic day. Thank you all so much for watching. Mine's been Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.